Park as well as our other 4 locations. We have an awesome, awesome presentation in store for you today from one of our very, very favorite peeps. Juan the Cookie Man. Juan Ramirez, but better known as Juan the Cookie Man. It's an honor to be able to introduce him to all of you. He is the founder of Delicious Marcelita's Cookies, a family-owned and operated company. He and his wife, Marcelita, specialize in unique and memorable corporate gifts that will wow your customers, and believe me, they will wow your customers. We're walking testimonials. Each gift is personalized with a thank you card, your corporate logo, portrait, and personal message. The packaging is an elegant Hispanic design presentation, and your gifts are delivered to the city and to any city in the country. Now, not only is it an honor for me to introduce Juan to you, he's a valued client, and this PowerLunch is going to be awesome. But we are walking testimonials for his delicious cookies. As many of you know, we welcome our newest clients with a special box, right? Who's tasted his wonderful cookies? And are they awesome?
Yes.
Yes. So with that, what we're going to do now, I want everybody, I'm going to have a fishbowl. You will, if you haven't tasted his cookies, you have to. So he's going to be giving out a couple of boxes. So we'll do a little raffle at the end of this. And with that, he's not only is he a walking testimony, or we are walking testimonials for us, but he is definitely a walking testimonial. We are a walking testimonial for him. It's a and believe me, he does not have his name badge on today. But many times I'll look in our CRM, I'll have a tour, and I'll look in our CRM, and it will say the manager gave the hot prospect a packet, and Juan did the tour. So believe me, we really appreciate Juan. All of you, warm welcome for Juan. Come on.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Very nice intro, and I thank all of you for being here today, and for the people who are remote as well. Thank you very much. One of the things that we're going to do is that at the end, we're going to raffle a box of delicious Marcelita's cookies. So you will have an opportunity to have them for yourself, or if you want to send that to one of your clients, we could do that as well. So make sure that we get your business cards. And for the people who are remote, I believe that in the computer, there is a place to put your name in the chat window. So we want to make sure that all of your names are in the chat window. And from there, we're going to pick a name. So we will have one Marcelita's cookies for the people here in the room, and one for the ones who are remote, okay? I really want to thank again Lisa and Office Center. This is a great opportunity for us to share with you the kinds of things that we do. And I was here just about a month ago, and Kristen, she gave a great presentation. And as I told her, she set the bar. So I hope that we will be able to do just as good or close to what you did. All right. So anyway, let's get going right here. As Lisa said, my wife and I, we own Marcelita's Cookies. But I'm not going to talk too much about the cookies themselves. Toward the end, I will briefly. What I want to talk about is corporate gifting. And Lisa helped me to come up with a nice name for the presentation. And the title for the presentation is Wow Your Customers. But actually, a better title is Corporate Gifting is Indeed a Serious Business. Okay. Most of the times we just go ahead and do a corporate gifting. But when you start to look under the covers, it is truly a serious business in 2 regards. First of all, it is a pretty good market. Okay, it's a pretty good sized business. If you just look at the size of the business, just food gifting is about an $18 billion business here in the United States. Okay, and when you break it down, about 59% of that corporate gifting is people buying them for themselves, and the other one is a corporate, or sending that to friends and family, and the other one is for corporate. So it is a pretty good sized market, you know? And so that's one way of looking at it. When you look at what are the most popular gifts, chocolate and candy is right at the top, followed by baking gifts, which include cookies, coffee, tea, chocolate, and salty nuts, salty cracks, and so on, okay? And then when people look at the differentiators to select the gift, what matters most is In about 43% of the cases, it is appearance, okay? And someone told me when we were starting our business, someone said, your product has to be good, your presentation has to be excellent, has to be a wow kind of a thing. And the other one is quality. So those are the things to keep in mind because we're going to be talking a little bit about those, okay? The other thing why corporate gifting is a serious business is because when you think about it, corporate gifting might be the differentiator for you, for us to win a business. There is tons of competition out there. We know all very well. There are lots of competitors. And many times what makes the difference is that little edge, that little thing that you do to stand out in the crowd. And in many cases, that gift that you send to your customer, to your prospect, to your referral partner might be the one, oh yeah, someone sent me whatever. They're going to give us the call, they're going to give us the business, okay? So what I'm going to be talking about today is who are the people that we can send to, the reasons why, the type of gifts, some of the do's and don'ts, some of the etiquette. And so let's keep moving right here. Okay, first of all, who are the people that we can send a corporate gift? Okay, so right at the top, and that is kind of like a no-brainer, our key customers. Okay, the people who buy from us. Okay. And in some cases, we might not be able to send a corporate gift to everybody. But I always say 20% of our customers take care of about 80% of our business. So that's a nice rule of thumb. Okay. You look at your list of your customers, draw the line on about 20%. Those are the ones that you need to take care of. Okay. And the rest, if you can, send them a gift if you can. Okay, that's one thing. The second thing is referral partners. And what I have found out is that in many cases, the referral partners are more valuable than the customers in the sense that referral partners, they give us repeat business with a referral and so on and so on. And you know what? They do it not because they are getting something tangible in return. They do it because they believe on your product, they believe on your service, and there is a joy for them to give a referral. I love to give referrals, and I don't do it because I'm expecting anything in return, because I believe on the service or the product of the referral that I'm giving. That's another one. Prospects, that's another great one, okay? Especially the high potential customers. Depending on what you sell, sometimes the sales cycle takes a while, okay? And you have to have multiple touches, okay? And then the customer or the prospect may not be quite ready to buy, and during the sales cycle, it is absolutely all right to send them something. Thank you for the meeting, it was great to meet you, and just send them a little something to say that. Employees, okay, employees is another good reason, in some cases, the new employees, actually, I was reading an article when, we spend a lot of time interviewing people, doing the training, bringing them on board, and when they get to the office, they go to their desk, what they find is maybe a little something like this with a pen, and that's their welcoming gift. Okay. Some people, what they are doing is that they provide a very nice, it doesn't have to be huge, just a small, unique onboarding gift, and they will feel even more welcome when they join your company. Okay. And strategic partners. Okay. The strategic partners are our vendors. Like in our case, we have a lot of vendors, but in some cases we have those strategic vendors, which are our strategic partners that we need them. We want them to get to know us more because they are very valuable to the way we want to do business. Okay. Am I missing anyone else? Is there another one here that we should have on the list? Let me check my list. No, I guess these are the ones. All right, very good. So those are the ones to think about. Okay. Now, what's the reason? Why should we send them a gift? Okay. Well, thank you. Again, this is the no-brainer. Thank you for business. When they close, when we get the sale, when we get the contract, that is the easiest way to do it. We have a send them a thank you gift. Okay. As I said before, referral partners. I'll tell you, Referral partners are priceless referrals. And from a cost acquisition point of view, those are the least costly. So it is very important to be able to maintain that relationship with our referral partners, okay? There are project completions, promotions, we might be engaged with your clients in some kind of a project. Again, sometimes the projects might be a little longer. I know that we have some customers in the IT departments that they are at the middle of the project, or tax accountants, we have sent gifts like around April 15. Hey, here is some energy for you guys to complete the whatever work they are doing. Okay. So the thing is not just to send the gift, but get a little creative. Okay. If we have some clients that they are constantly checking the local newspapers, the news, and they see the name of one of their customers, either that they were promoted or that they moved to a new location, they send them a gift. Congratulations on the promotion. Congratulations in your new office. Congratulations on whatever the right reason might be. Okay. Special dates. All kinds of the reasons. Anniversary dates. The new agreement date, whatever the date might be, the special dates are very important. And am I pointing at the right one? What's going on here? Sorry. Okay. Here's the other one. We have missed you. Sometimes people go away, or they might be out of town, especially the ones from out of town. We all have customers, or most of us have customers out of town, sometimes out of sight, out of mind. A nice gift, any place in the country. That makes sense, kind of thing. And this is the one that I like the best. The unexpected gift, it is the best. Okay. During the holidays, people expect a gift. But when they least expect it, that is the best. And I always say this, especially I say this to people who are in kind of a long-term business relationship, like financial planners or accountants, attorneys, and so on and so on. You are with your client, you're in a conversation, and your client happens to say, you know what, my daughter is getting married, or my son just finished school, or my wife and I just had an anniversary, and so on. And you just kind of make a mental note of that, okay? You finish the meeting, doesn't have to be big, a small thank you gift. Hey, Jim, great meeting, appreciate everything. By the way, enjoy the gift. P.S. Congratulations on your anniversary. You know what? That makes a big world of difference, because your clients know that you are there not just to sell whatever, but you are listening to them. And that little thing by itself is going to bring you up a couple of notches in there. I really like this particular vendor. Okay, so those are some of the reasons why to send the cookies. Another couple of ones is that you know how it is sometimes that you want to get an appointment with that potential high prospect, and they are busy, they might not return your call or whatever. How about sending them a box of, in this case, cookies and coffee, okay? And you say, hey, Joe, I know that you are really busy. How about taking a coffee break? Enjoy the cookies. Could we meet next week? It works. I have been told that thing works, okay? Or there is the oops gift. We don't have too many of those, but sometimes there's the oops gift, oops, sorry, it took us a little longer. I'm glad everything worked out just fine. Enjoy, whatever, okay? So those are some of the reasons, okay? Do you have any other reason of your own? Any reason why you send gifts on your own? Any contributions here from you? Any ideas? Yes.
When a client renews a contract with you.
Exactly. Renewal contracts. That's a very good reason.
Had a $3,000 commission that was stuck within a company, and we just couldn't get it done. I sent a box of cookies to the clerk's supervisor and got a check for $3,000 the next week. It was a great return on my money.
Very good.
Yeah, I don't know if the clerk is still working there, but I got a check.
Exactly.
It was your cookies too.
Oh, well, thank you. Sometimes we have some accounts receivable out there. So maybe instead of sending a nasty letter, we can send a nice gift. And as Don says, it works. Very good. Perfect. All right. Now let's get a little bit in some things like this. nowadays, especially working with public companies or nonprofits, we have to be a little bit more careful about gifts. So here are some things to think about. Think about the company policy, okay? Sometimes, especially in financial services, okay, insurance companies, banking, medical, healthcare organizations, those kinds of things, they have their own policies, okay? And if you try to give them something, they're gonna say, no, thank you, okay? So it's a little bit of an embarrassing situation. In some cases, especially public companies, they have published handbook of ethics, and they are available for anyone, okay? And they have those handbook ethics for their employees and for their suppliers. So if you are dealing with some of those companies, it is absolutely okay to say, hey, can I have one of those? And in many cases, the companies themselves, they are giving those to you for compliance reasons. Check them over, find out what the practices are, and so on, okay? So that's something about. Again, in some of the companies, they have a threshold. Okay, you can only give them a gift of X value. We need to be aware of that. In some cases, you cannot even give them a pen. Okay, you cannot even invite them for lunch and so on. So we need to be aware of those kinds of things. If you happen to be in a bidding situation, which is especially happens with government, procurement kinds of things, again, a gift is a no-no. Don't even think about it. Okay, so stay away from that. How about expensive gifts? Okay. Again, go back to the company practices. If you want to do something like that, don't go over the board. Gotta check for compliance for the amount of the gifts. Okay. In some cases, especially from an ethics perspective, when the recipient receives the gifts, sometimes they have to log it in, and they have to report it to some compliance department. Okay. The other thing, if you are sending the gifts, especially if you are a financial planner and so on, you have to keep track of those kinds of things. Okay. Not only for expense purposes, but for compliance reasons. So whoever you might be dealing with, you gotta make sure that at the end of your gifting cycle, that somehow they help you to have a record of those things, as opposed to you chasing all over the place. What did I send? Where did I send that? And so on. Okay. Don't embarrass the recipient. Don't embarrass the relationship with your client. So you have to kind of, we gotta keep track of those kinds of things.
Juan, do you have any suggestions for how to ask for that information without being like, I'm gonna send you a gift later?
Yes.
And how do you find out what some of those are if you're not sure?
Okay. If you are dealing with a public company, many in those cases they are, part of the handbook out, or there is a procurement. You're in procurement, right? You have the guidelines very well established for those.
I would just say ask if you have a relationship, because like Target, it's a no policy. Vendors didn't listen a lot, and so they would send in these great like peanuts and cookies and crackers and all these great things, but we had to take it to HR. So like it really didn't go anywhere. So it's kind of a waste of money because. But now in my new company, bring on the gifts, because as long as I report it, then I can keep it, and we share with our team. But it's just a different culture, and so from the vendor standpoint, anybody like you guys servicing people trying to figure it out, I think it's good just to kind of have a straight up conversation about it and say, we like to give these holidays, we really like to support and show you guys that we care, or that we're, whatever. But then just say, what's your policy, or how do you feel about that? Because you don't want to tiptoe around and then get egg on your face because you've done something wrong. And I mean, I can totally vouch for that, because it was so sad when those boxes would come in and we gotta like turn them over.
Yeah.
But we all joked about where they really went.
Yeah.
Theoretically, they like doled them out to the community, but did they really? And we don't know. But
Very, very good question. And I guess at the end, it's kind of like as you are dealing with your client, you might say, oh, by the way, what are your policies as far as gifting is concerned? Yes, Judy.
Yeah, one of the things I've said is that I have a practice of gifting at holiday time. And so number one, I want to know if there's a policy I should be aware of. And number two, I want to know if there's any allergies.
Yes.
So I've been in an office where the receiver is allergic to nuts, and the
Exactly.
entire basket is a basket of nuts. students.
Yes. Yes.
And same thing, very, not embarrassing, but just, miss the mark on what it is.
Exactly, yeah, you need to be aware of that, or in terms of the allergies, some people are kind of gluten-free, kind of issues, so, just to be aware of those kinds of things. Very good, yes,
Second question, sorry.
go ahead, please.
So what if you are working with someone who works from home? Like there's an office and then someone works, like, for example, I just had a company I worked for in San Francisco. My main contact was there. But one of the other contacts works at home in Chicago and one was at home in Portland. And I'm not comfortable saying, hey, what's your home address?
Yeah.
But if I send the gift to the corporate office, then they have to then pay the expense to send it.
Exactly,
Is it-
exactly. Well, in those cases, you might say, hey, do you receive a UPS or a Federal Express package at your home, or do you have a PO box? You kind of make it a little bit more generic, and they might go, no, in my home office. So you might use the term home office. Can we say something to your home office as opposed to your home? That might be a way to do that. Okay. So, and some people, actually, we know, for example, that some people who work out of home offices, they have a PO box. Okay. And if they have a PO box, sometimes I know, for example, that UPS and FedEx, they do not necessarily deliver to a PO box. So you need to be aware of that. Good questions. Any other question? Okay, let's move on. Part of this also is that there is an etiquette. There is an etiquette about corporate gifting, and we're going to go through some of these items, And let me just bring all this up right here. We're going to go through these. The first one is the appropriateness. How appropriate it is to send the gift, And it has to go along with, how long have you known your customer? What is the executive level of your customer? Sometimes in some cases, it is not, I wouldn't say frowned upon, but, part of the corporate gift. Are you giving a gift to an individual? Are you giving a gift to a team? Sometimes people like to receive the gift, they like to be able to share it with the rest of their team, And sometimes that is even more valuable because you spread the word. Who sent you the cookies or the gift? Oh, well, so on and so on. Okay. I go back to the company culture. Okay. Don't give a bad impression. So the better, I guess the rule of thumb is the better you know your customer, the better you know your client, the easier it's going to be able to do these kinds of things. That's part of the one of the things. The other one is the personality. Okay. Who is the person that you're going to be sending this to? Do they like food? Do they like sports? Do they prefer to have tickets to whatever? Go back to the company image. Okay. Show them that you have taken the time to select that unique gift, not just any kind of thing. Let me think what is here. Make sure that the gift reflects your company image. Okay. Some people may not care for sports kinds of things. So if you give them a ticket to whatever, they go, oh, I don't want to sit down there for 2 hours in the stadium and so on. So you just be aware of that. Timing. Okay, timing, again, holidays, very common. Okay. During Christmas time, that's where everybody receives the gifts. Okay. And you mentioned that a little bit. And this is what happens in many cases. You go to the companies, and right there at the front desk or whatever, they have all kinds of gifts. Okay. And what they do, they take them to the kitchen, to the employee's kitchen, so everybody gets to do that. Is that how it happens in some cases?
No, it's our team. It'll come to our area and then we can
Okay,
share it, but
okay.
same kind of difference.
Same kind of thing. So what happens, so the idea with a gift is that you want to stand out in the crowd. And sometimes we get lost in the shuffle, okay, because you are there among with the rest. So what I suggest to some of our clients said, why don't you start to do it a little bit earlier? How about Thanksgiving? Okay, so more people start to do that, but you start to move, a little bit up in the outside of the busy season. The other thing is that depending where it is, a good number of people take vacation off toward the end of the year. So you want to make sure that the gift arrives. I always say no later than the second week on December. After that, people are going to be out of town, they're going to be busy, they might forget about it, someone else might take it home, who knows what. So those are some of the things to think about. From a timing perspective, think about special events, birthdays, anniversaries. If you're going to do something like this throughout the year, do you have a program? Okay. Some clients, what they do is that they commit to send at least one gift a month, okay, of whatever kind, okay? So they force themselves to have a program. So once a month, they're gonna select someone that they're gonna be sending the gift, okay? Show that you care. Now, here's the thing. The whole idea with gifting is that you want to be special, okay? Now, I'm from Mexico. I know more about the Hispanic culture than other cultures. So what I advise my clients is that I say, if some of your clients happen to be from Mexico, and if they happen to be moms, send them something on May the 10th. Do you know why May the 10th? May the 10th is Mother's Day in Mexico. And I am telling you, it is the most important holiday bar none in Mexico, okay? So if you happen to send to a mom who happens to be from Mexico on May the 10th, first of all, not many people know about it. Second of all, she's gonna go, oh my goodness, okay? You're gonna make such a great impression on that. So find out these kinds of things about your clients that will increase your odds of standing out in the crowd. From a presentation point of view, I said before, has to be, whatever you send has to be elegant, has to be unique, has to be memorable. Memorable, has to be tasteful, has to be a wow factor. You cannot send just the same old whatever, you send them all whatever, oh yeah, here it is, but yeah, you guys take it off. Has to be something that they want to take out of the crowd, that they want to take it home or something like that. Okay. From a customization point of view, more and more people like to customize their products, okay? Or I should say the gift, Sometimes I have heard people to say, hey, I don't want to send a custom content, okay? Depends how you do that. Usually I say in the card that you send, along with your gift, make sure that your company logo is there, make sure that your personal message is there, and I encourage our clients to put their portrait because more and more people like to have their portrait. If you do that, make sure that you provide a high resolution file of your portrait so that it will print out very nicely. Handwritten notes are awesome, although sometimes it is not practical. It takes a little bit more time, And some companies do it, but I have seen some of those handwritten notes, I'm telling you. I don't know where they take them because I can hardly read them. Okay, what else? Okay, here's something. Whatever you send out, especially if someone else is doing the fulfillment for you, make sure that it is your gift. We have received gifts at home that someone sends to us, and you open the box, and then you open the box, and here is out flying a 25% coupon, or they are sending me their coupons along with the gift that you sent to me. Okay, make sure that that is not the case because that cheapens your gift. Okay, when it is your gift, it has to be the gift inside and just your personal note, personal card. That's all what you need. You don't need extra coupons from the company that is sending the gift. Okay. Okay. Any other comments that you might have about this?
How do you know if the company that's sending it for you is putting that stuff in the package?
That's the thing. You might want to ask them. I truly didn't know that until I received the gift. And it was a nice gift, I opened it and all these coupons start to come out. So when you place your order, you might want to say, hey, include coupons or all those kinds of things. And you might want to ask that. The other thing that you might want to ask is that how do they deal with the information that you are providing to them? There has to be, what is the correct term, data privacy, or the way they handle the data. You don't want the name of your customers for them to be used as a marketing tool. Okay, so you're gonna make sure that they are not sending anything to them unless they call you. Okay, happens with us. You might be sending the cookies to your client. They love it so much that your client calls and say, "Hey, can I do this?" and so on. And that is okay. Okay. Let's see. Let's talk a little bit about the kinds of gifts. Obviously, food items, and I talk a little bit more about it. Food is becoming very popular, especially for corporate gifting. As Judy said, make sure that you are aware of potential allergy or gluten-free situations like those. Food is great because they can share that with other people. Who doesn't like cookies? That's what I hear quite a lot. And make sure that the recipient gets them. Sometimes I get the address that says ABC Company, and with the rest of the address that I always say, at a minimum, you have to say attention to. Put in a specific name as opposed to attention HR. Put the name of a person that ensures that the gift is going to get to that person. If they choose to share it, that is fine. Liquor and wine, we like wine, but when you send them over, again, goes back to that compliance kind of an issue. The person may not drink. Okay, you need to be aware of those kinds of things. There are company policies. Check on delivery guidelines. If someone is delivering wine or liquor to your office or location, a signature is required. If you're sending that to a home, a signature is required. So you need to be aware of those kinds of things. Office related, there are all kinds of office related gifts. They are more like promotional items, pens and so on. And that is okay. But as a corporate gift, I always say it has to be very nice. And if you're going to be send a pen, I would like to get a Le Blanc pen. So you gotta be kind of one of those things. So I guess don't be cheap with those kinds of things.
I've also heard that if you're gonna send something that's office related to them, not to put your logo on it or name, put their name.
Exactly. I don't want to take a pen with someone else's logo. Absolutely correct. I briefly mentioned about ticket sports. Those are fun sometimes, especially if people like it, Some people don't like, they prefer this sport as opposed to the other, so make sure that they can use it. You cannot share that as much with other people, but, in some cases, it is absolutely correct. Gift cards, very easy to get, very common. Again, if you want to stand out in the crowd, most likely a gift card is not going to do it, at least for your best client. So that is something to think about. They don't show a lot of originality because the objective is to wow your customer. Okay. And I just put that out there because we all know that we don't do that. Where I come from, if we give a cash as a gift, that's called something else. So we don't want to send cash. Okay. All right. Any other ideas or any other suggestions as far as gifts? Okay, all right, very good. Okay, let's get a little practical about this. Okay, so the year end is getting very close. So I have some practical things that we have found out. So this is how we get ready. First of all, from a timing perspective, do you know that if you want to send something to arrive about Thanksgiving time, there are only 3 weeks left? And for Christmas, there are only 6 weeks left. For December, okay, not necessarily for Christmas. Just something has to arrive around the first week of December. There are only 6 weeks left, so that's how much time we have to get ready. That's something to think about. Second thing is think about who is your target market. Okay. What I have one of the things that I was going through my notes is that. Corporate gifting is one of those things that is one of the best tools for target marketing. A lot of companies spend a lot of time trying to be able to figure out who is my specific target market. Okay, who the recipients might be, so that is a very, very effective way to be able to target market to them. So start selecting, are you going to be sending this to your customers? Is it gonna be your referral partners, your strategic partners, and so on? Start looking at that. And along with that is update your list. Okay. The best way that I have found out is put it on a spreadsheet. And it might sound really simple, but you gotta make sure that you have the name and address, the name of the company, address number 1, address number 2. What I mean by that is a street, suite, whatever, or apartment, whatever. You know, that's information that is needed to start preparing the delivery of all those kinds of things. The city, the state, the zip code. You know, double check on all that, because what's going to happen is that if some of this stuff is not correct, the delivery is going to take longer. In some cases, you might incur extra charges and so on. You know, keep an eye on PO boxes. And if you happen to know if it is a residential or a business address, also indicate that as well. So you put all this on an Excel spreadsheet, double check everything, clean it all up. That is going to be a big time saver. It's going to help you quite a lot to get ready. Okay. After that, select the gifts, as we talked about. You want to send food gifts, you want to send tickets, you want to send whatever. And I always say, select. You know, you have different kinds of clients, so go from good, better, best. Your best gifts for your top-notch clients, and you go from that. Okay. Make a personal message. Okay. I have seen some of our clients where truly they put a personal message, a different personal message for each one of the gift recipients. Okay. One of the things that I suggest, you might come up with a template. Okay. It's very easy to create. It's going to make it easier to use. So what we do, we receive the template and we just change the salutation. Dear John, dear Maren. Yes, sir.
Question for you is that on the personal messages, earlier you had a couple of really nice ones that you talked about when you first started out today. Do you have, maybe with your company, do you have a series of a number of different sayings or messages, unique messages that other people could tailor to themselves?
We don't publish them. You know, we don't have like a pick one of these, but some clients say, hey, you know, can we help me to do something like that? So we will be more than happy. Absolutely.
Okay, so okay.
Yes, we can help you to do that. And the key is that, you know, it's a lot easier to come up with a little template. Sometimes they say, this is for customers, this is for suppliers. So we get the template, and then as we prepare the gift, we just make sure that we get the Dear John, Dear Mary, so it looks very nicely personalized. The other thing that we do in some cases, people like to have their signature. You know, they have their name kind of handwritten, and we can digitize that and we put it on the card so it looks a little bit more personal. It looks, I gotta tell you, it looks really sharp. We get lots of great comments about that. Okay. Let's see what else. Okay, very good. Gift arrival. Okay, plan on when you want your gift to arrive. And you know, in the holidays, you know, things might take a little extra day, but to make sure that, you know, it is not just placing the order, but it is the transit time and the holiday rush. Okay. The other things, do you want to ship your gift to their home, or to their place of work? Okay. In some cases, you may not have a choice, like the people that you work with, that they have a home office, you know. But in some cases, you might have the opportunity. Like especially with realtors or mortgage lenders and sometimes financial advisors, you know, they can send them to their home, but I say, how about their place of work? Because that's where you make the greatest impact. Okay, you send them to their place of work, and as soon as, in our case, as soon as they say cookies, everybody goes, wow, cookies, who's sending you cookies? Well, my financial advisor sent me cookies. Well, how come that mine doesn't send me cookies? I'm going to talk to your financial advisor. So when they go to the place of work, you make a little bit more of a greater impact. Okay. Here's an interesting one, and I never thought about this. You know, who is delivering your gift? Okay, and this is what happened. Someone sent us a gift. I think it was one of those edible, you know, nice gifts and so on. You know, so they delivered it to our home. The person who delivered the gift, it was a courier. You know, here, this guy, you know, I'm sure he was providing very good service. He just looked like he just got out of, I don't know where, you know. His car was all dirty, you know. The guy was all, you know, And I just go, I just was thinking to myself, come on, my edible gift was in that car. It was, now I'm gonna be eating this thing, you know. So it truly, whatever you said is a reflection of your image, of your company, you know. So keep an eye on that. Who delivers that thing, you know? The quality of the delivery. Do they just throw it out there, or do they really take care? You know, sometimes I deliver our gifts personally, you know, and I just like to see the people's reactions, you know, so that's kind of fun. Okay. The other thing, okay, that's the gift arrival. Confirm the delivery. Okay. Is someone notifying you to get that you have received the delivery? What we do is that we notify our clients when the delivery, when your gift goes out, and when it arrives, you receive an email that says the gift has been delivered. Okay. So what happens after that, most likely your client is going to call you, think about it, and so on. You know, if you don't get a response, sometimes you might wonder, did they get it, and so on. Sometimes they really get very busy. And once in a while, you know, our client might say, you know, I haven't heard from them, and we can make a courtesy call. And it will be something like this. Hey, Julie, this is Juan Ramirez from Marcelita's Cookies. We just sent you a gift a few days ago. We just want to make sure that everything arrived okay. We don't say, did you get it? You want to make everything? Oh, yes, you know what? We got that. Thank you very much. By the way, I need to call so-and-so. We have been so busy. So they got it. They have not returned to the person. And that puts everybody at ease as opposed to, did they get it? Or something like that. Okay. Okay. The other thing is that you might need a delivery confirmation for expense purposes, depending how your company handles things. Okay, got to do follow-up. Okay, make sure that the follow-up takes place, and again, plan as early as you can. Okay, so anyway, so we hope that these kinds of things help you to start getting ready for that. You know, because giving a gift, you know, it sounds like a trivial kind of thing, but if you really want to make an impact on your clients, do it the right way. You don't have to be sending hundreds of gifts. Even if you just send one, if you send half a dozen, make sure that your time and your money is well invested by making the most. Okay. Any questions on this?
I had 2 comments.
Yes, ma'am.
One comment was other things to think about are like blankets and Yetis and bags and things like that, because I know in our office we do get an abundance of like food type things. So when you get the different things, it's kind of like, oh, that's curious. And there's a trend on it. So like in the last couple of years, it's been more like the Yetis and the blank. Now I'll be curious what this year is. And then there was a charger thing for a while for phones, like technology wise. So I just think it's kind of good to think of those kind of things, because I agree, like when they stand out. And then the other thing with the events is to really know your clients and know like what they have going on in their lives beyond anniversaries, because that's kind of boring. But I think more like, are they opening a business? Are they closing a business? Are they remodeling a business or something like that? That's more like business related but personal. Exactly. But if you noted that, that would be like huge for them.
Yes.
And I was just thinking about that as I sat here, because it's like what we do in our industry. And so that's kind of a big thing when people like know almost more than I know about our company, like, wow, that's impressive. So from your standpoint, if you're really trying to solicit people and you say, how's the house remodel going? Excited for you or something like.
Exactly. Absolutely. You're absolutely correct. You know, if you know that they are moving or remodeling wherever, hey, congratulations, here is something to help you in whatever.
Here's a snack. Yeah.
Exactly. Very good. All right. Now I have a couple of minutes. So this is the famous almost presentation commercial, but this is what we do. Okay. This is Marcelita's Cookies, and people know me more by Juan the Cookie Man. Okay. So we are having fun with Juan the Cookie Man. By the way, if you just Google Juan the Cookie Man, it will take us to our company. We have trademark Juan the Cookie Man, and we also have the URL for Juan the Cookie Man. And I enjoy being the Juan the Cookie Man. More than once, I have been on the line of a coffee shop, you know, I'm standing there and someone might come and say, you are the cookie guy, and you're like, oh yes, I'm the cookie. So I kind of enjoy that. You know, I came out giving a little bit from a branding, for those of you who are in marketing and so on, which all of you are, you know, how branding, how important it is. But basically what we do, we truly bake the most delicious Hispanic gourmet cookies, okay? This could be a gift for friends and family, but corporate gifts is our specialty. We focus quite a lot in corporate gifting because our clients order multiples and they give it on a, they reorder and so on. We have a variety. This is the most popular one, by the way. Okay, this is 1 dozen Marcelitas cookies. And as I have been saying, we take so much care about the presentation and the detail. We want to make sure that when people open the box, they go, wow, okay? And then right here, we include a card with your personal message, with your portrait, with your company logo, and so on, okay? So cookies is the big thing for us, but in addition of cookies, we have cookies and coffee, okay? The coffee comes from Mexico, from the region of Chiapas. So if you know that your customer or a referral partner likes coffee, cookies and coffee is a great combination. We have mugs, we have coffee mugs. We can personalize them. We can custom brand it with your own logo. We have something called party favors. We have a gift baskets. And the thing for us is that we can ship this out to any city in the United States. So wherever your clients might be, we send them over. We can send them to their office. We then send them to their commercial, to their place of work. So that's a short commercial, but if you are still thinking about how to get ready for the end of the year, we would not only end of the year, but year around, we would love to be able to help you and work with you, okay? So, yes.
Are you able to put, if you have something specific you want to add to the package, a book or whatever, can you have that, can we give you a supply of that to add to the package?
We have, yeah, we are able to do that as well. Actually, one of our clients, she is in the pet care business. So she takes care of pets, dogs primarily, and at home and so on. So when she sends her gift, she always gives us some extra cookies for the doggies. So we put the cookies there and somehow we put it in, not inside of that box, but in the package. So humans get cookies, the dogs get cookies as well. So yes, we're able to do that. We have had some photographers that they come up with a CD for the wedding, and so they are delivering the CDs from all the album, and so they insert the CD, we put the CD in the box, and they have a nice note. So send a cookie with that. Yes, the answer is yes. Any other question? Okay. All right. Well, do we all have your business cards? Do we have? Let's get your business cards. Okay, let's see. Do we have a little something to? Put the cards in. Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. Did we get any names over there?
Yeah, we have 4 names.
How many?
That's what that's for.
Oh, that's very true.
Make sure that we have everybody's business card here. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay.
Oh, so there's.
There you go, perfect.
Okay, anyone else?
Couple money.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, very good.
And then we're gonna do the drum roll.
Okay, Lisa, you pull it out.
All right. Here we go. Daryl Gullickson.
Oh, so you have 1 dozen Marcelitas cookies. We can deliver them to you if you would like to. We can also deliver that to one of your clients if that is your choice.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe that.
So I'll make sure that you do that. And then how many do we have over there?
We have 4 names here.
4 names. So who you like?
I can't
Another
choose.
drum roll, Will. Come on.
Somebody else should choose. I know all the
Keep the third
people.
one down. Third one down.
Third one down.
They're on the list. Jan Wald.
Jan Wall. Woohoo! France Aqua Center.
By lake. Okay, John. So you might want to let her know about that, and then we'll make sure that we get in touch with her. Okay. So we finished right on time. If you have any other questions, I'll be happy to answer them. I really thank you very much, and you have been great. And let's close with a little clap.
And then Juan Rocker, what you guys? Thank you.
All right.
We do have to share our.
Oh.
He is the master of secrets of success. So everybody has to get their copy. We have some out in the lobby.
Along with you.
I was just gonna say, and Judy Zimmer's in the house too. So get a copy of this because they have lots of secrets to share.
All right.
Woo-hoo! All right, so next we have Power Lunch, let's see, November 30th is gonna be our very last Power Lunch of the year. I hardly believe it. Amy Zastro, the Kick Butt Business Mentor and Speaker, is going to speak on none other than making a kick butt year. So we're gonna do that at International Plaza. And as always, we have lots of stuff, some fun events on the calendar for the month of November. Next Thursday, we have our park networking, and how many of you, lots of you in here attend that. That's a good group. We then, on the 9th, Ben Tice is our resident Google expert, and he's gonna be hosting Google Apps 101. Has anybody heard, have any of you been to his training sessions? They must attend, aren't they?
Right.
Yep. On the 9th and 10th of November, Carlana Pedersen, our photographer extraordinaire, is gonna host a 2-day business photo. It's mini photo sessions that anybody that needs to update their LinkedIn photo can come, and I'm registered.
Oh, nice.
Woo-hoo. The 14th, we're gonna host our France Uncorked, where we meet and greet and welcome the new members as usual. And then Thursdays that same week at Minnetonka Office Center. So for the month, we're gonna be participating in the New Business Minnesota Expo, Business Expo that's at the Doubletree in Bloomington. So that's another must attend. And then prepare for our holiday luncheons. How many of you have been to our holiday luncheons? They're awesome, they're awesome. So we start those on December 5th and go every Tuesday, Thursday through the month, but that's definitely a must attend, and we'd love to see all of you there. So with that, let's give another warm round of applause. Thanks everybody for being here. Make it a great day. Woo-hoo. Good job.
I'll give you